Who is the mystery caller in Classroom of the Elite? A secret plot that spans from Volume 9 all the way to the recent volume, Year 2, Volume 8. For all of you guys wondering about this phone caller, I'm referring to Year 1's Volume 9, where in Chapter 3 we have Ayanokoji getting called at a very unnatural time. What happens is this call is not registered in his contacts. He states here, "The time on the clock was just past 1 in the morning. I checked to see who was calling me at such an unnatural time, only to find that it was a number I had registered as a contact. However, there shouldn't be any way for an outside number to get through to my phone. The cell phones provided to the students by the school should only be able to dial out to designated lists of phone numbers. They are also set up ahead of time to only accept calls from other phones used by the school. All of this is based on a setting with the phone itself that can't be changed. This is all to avoid any possibility that the student might have accidental contact with the outside world. Ayanokoji picks it up as he is curious as to who it is, as you have to be on campus to be calling him. When the other party speaks to Ayanokoji, he knows that the voice is unfamiliar to him, but yet isn't an adult, which means they have to be a student. Ayanokoji has his name called out, but after he asks who the person is, but then they hang up. Ayanokoji then notes that man's strategy. I can see he's begun to make his move against me, though the strange part of this is, why would he let me know he's coming? If his goal is to force me to drop out of school, it would make sense that he would approach this more like a surprise attack. Going about it like this can only mean he intends for me to take as a threat. That man. Is there anything outside of his reach? Either way, he's already begun to make his move. This is a key part, as Kiyotaka notes, why would he announce his presence? This makes it heavily unlikely that he is part of the group of the White Room students that later come in Year 2. And we can discuss more on that later. So his existence is just being there. Or now we will move all the way to Year 2 Volume 6, where this mysterious person appears again, and gives us more clues to this person's motives. Chapter 6, The Visitor. It's a fitting name for this chapter, because he is visiting to send Kiyotaka a message. Just like before, a strange time for this to happen again. It was around 12:30, and the students would be finishing their meals by now. There was no one left in the dormitory, but suddenly a visitor appeared. Kiyotaka also notes that there were supposed to be guards, but yet this man is through. Something that we can also discuss later as we talk about the identity of this person. Here Kiyotaka confirms that this voice of this person is the caller we heard before, which confirms these events line up properly. The visitor also knows that the person who speaks along with Kiyotaka is Sakiyanagi. Here we get hints about this person's existence. He states, "It doesn't matter who I am, because I'm neither your friend nor your enemy. A neutral existence." Kiyotaka probes him for more info and he says, "You just need to get rid of Tsukishiro and then the White Room students, and peace will return. I came here to advise you because I thought you might have made that mistake. Anyway, be on the lookout if you want to stay in school until graduation. Your presence is having a negative impact. I'm just trying to prevent more of it," he responds. He is trying to prevent Ayanokoji's existence from bringing any more negative impact. This negative impact has to do with what he stated before with the Tsukishiro, a White Room enforcer, who slipped in and was revealed in Volume 10, which I'll bring up soon. The school changes because of his efforts to expel Ayanokoji. And all of this has to do with the characterization of the caller, as he says before, after getting rid of Tsukishiro and the White Room students, peace will return. And in the next volume, this person has made another appearance. And to move on to that point, let's establish the candidate for who the mysterious caller is. And this person is Ishigami Kyo. Someone who has not made an exact appearance yet and only has been mentioned a couple times for Year 2. But no, he's an important character. I will tell you now as to why with all of this evidence, and it will relate to him to being the mysterious existence at Advanced Nurturing High School. Subscribe so I know you want more Classroom Elite content. Get me to 6k subscribers pretty please. Ishigami Kyo is revealed in Year 2 Volume 4.5. Year 1 Class A Kyo Ishigami, Academic Ability A, Physical Ability D-, Ability to think tactfully B+, Ability to contribute to society D, Overall Ability B-. Yes, he is a first year in the second year of Classroom of the Elite. This OOA ranking shows all of what the school assessed. If you notice something, his physical ability is extremely low, meaning he is probably a smart person with probably close to Airusu Sakiyanagi stats of physical ability. However, what contradicts this claim is that Ibuki managed to catch what Ishigami's physical condition looks like. This body of his is actually more normal and not extremely bad like the stats claim. This actually does give us a hint towards the mystery caller's goal and the characterization we were given, which was to keep the peace, which gives us the inkling that this person isn't trying to be in the spotlight and keep low. This is telling us that he is holding back, as the OA ranking stats aren't accurate, as you can hold back and change your ranking, like how Ayanokoji did. This is very suspicious on his part. And this is further on shown all the way back to Year 2 Volume 2, where a person named Omasu Takashi, someone who goes to things because, in quote, the leader of my class is the type who dislikes these kinds of troublesome things. That's why I'm the one coming to this discussion. The leader in question is as quoted in Year 2 Volume 4.5. The student named Ishigami is excellent, compassionate, and can execute well. He is already recognized as the leader of the first year Class A, and his fellow students definitely have full confidence in him. Perhaps the best way to describe him is to say that he is a man who has extracted the best parts of Ichinose and Sakiyanagi. Not only do we get established that the leader in question is Ishigami, so that relates back to Year 2 Volume 2, and also we have established that this is someone who doesn't like trouble, and someone who held back. Not only this, but Kanzaki says he has the best parts of Ichinose and Sakiyanagi. He is comparing this guy to them, Ichinose with the compassion and generally a kind person, and Sakiyanagi being a natural genius. We also can trust his word on this, as Horikita notes that Kanzaki has information about Ishigami and he seems to know a lot about him, and more is revealed here on Kanzaki's thoughts on Ishigami. But that's only for allies. When he says this, he's referring to being compassionate and kind, but not for those who threaten him. He'll probably be the type to bare his fangs without mercy. He seems like a mild-mannered student to me, so it was hard to picture him with the materials I had. This is Horikita's perspective. Then I wonder what kind of attitude he would have towards someone who is neither an enemy nor a friend, Horikita says. If he's a friend nor foe, then to him it's indifference. Indifferent? Kanzaki-kun, who was speaking in front of me, stopped moving. You're not supposed to care about an existence that doesn't mean anything to you. Horikita asks him what attitude he has with someone who is neither friend nor foe, and Kanzaki replies that he's indifferent, paralleling what the mysterious person said at the door to Kiyotaka when he said he was a neutral. Kanzaki also advises Horikita to not involve herself with Ishigami. He obviously knows something. The reason why Horikita is in contact with Ishigami in the first place was because of the piece of paper in Year 2 Volume 4 talking about expelling Ayanokouji, later revealed in Year 2 Volume 7, in which this paper was written by Yagami, but in Year 2 4.5, Horikita finds that Ishigami's handwriting is excellent. In quote, his handwriting was refined and it was no question that he had been doing penmanship for years. However, handwriting is very prone to habits. It was not the beautiful like handwriting I had seen on the uninhabited island. Still, it was the closest handwriting I've ever seen. This is the reason. This is also interesting, as this handwriting, as she says, is very similar to the paper she saw. However, she doesn't know fully and can't compare, as the paper was ripped by Ichigo. We also have Hoshinomiya sensei stating that she may have seen Ishigami in the school before, as she thought that Ishigami was a second or third year student, but was surprised that he was a first year student. She is confused as she feels like he is familiar, like she has seen him before. Well, this is just a subtle hint that Ishigami was in the school back in Year 1, which would show how he was able to call Kiyotaka in Volume 9, as to call someone in Advanced Nurturing High School, you have to be in the campus. This happens coincidentally when the Sakiyanagi faction are having legal issues. Then suddenly the next volume, Tsukishiro, a White Room enforcer, becomes the acting chairman. Now, this is just the baseline. We have now proved that Ishigami has to be the mysterious existence, as the characteristics and the hint of being in the school in Year 1 are shown. So now, what is his role? Established with being the leader, being a neutral with neither friend or foe. But with foes who threaten him, he will be ruthless. He is warning Kiyotaka that his presence is causing a negative impact because of how Yagami's presence is disrupting the peace of the first years. Ishigami wants to maintain peace. And how he manages to get rid of Yagami, who is disturbing the peace, is he manages to use Ayanokoji to get rid of him. Also, just so you understand, Yagami is ruining the peace because he wants to expel Ayanokoji, so he's just disrupting that environment. He not only hints at this piece in Year 2 Volume 6, but also, as Aki on Twitter says, Ishigami is a student who participated with the bounty hunting exam to expel Kiyotaka, but did not make any moves. But actually, he started investigating with the expulsion of a Class C student, getting Riku by his side and helping him to investigate with him. And Year 2 Volume 4, where Riku intentionally betrayed Tsubaki, using Tsubaki, where she approached Sato in Year 2 Volume 6 to drive Kyo into making a move in Year 2 Volume 7 to expel Yagami. Now, Yagami and Ishigami are something to discuss, as it will show Ishigami and his wish for peace among the first years and why Kiyotaka is a negative presence. Yagami is focused on expelling Kiyotaka, so he indirectly attacks Kiyotaka in Year 2 Volume 5 using Kushida as a self-destructing type of weapon, and tries to destroy Kiyotaka's class. Then in Year 2 Volume 6, Yagami attempted to destroy all the relationships and bonds using Sato as a start. However, as stated before, this is all Ishigami's doing to have Kiyotaka make a move against Yagami, due to him disrupting the peace. This move of his, including announcing his presence to Ayanokoji back in the phone call as an existence, also means he is less likely to be from the White Room. The fact he did not make any moves against Kiyotaka with trying to expel him in the bounty hunter exam, or anything to do with Tsukishiro, shows that he isn't on that type of goal. So how does this line with the previous factors like excellent handwriting and other things? Well, let's establish the next point of this discussion. Is Ishigami from the White Room? Well, no. But also we have established he clearly isn't the third White Room student, in which those White Room students had a goal that included expelling Kiyotaka, which were Ichika and Yagami, but actually it's not as simple as calling him a White Room student to sum up all of his actions. He knows both inside information of the White Room while still being in school. His early appearance from Year 1 Volume 9 and Tsukishiro joins a volume later means that he wasn't exactly involved with Tsukishiro, which possibly it could mean that he is now from the revealed from Volume 0's synopsis, the Naoi faction, another side of politics, just like how the Sakiyanagi faction is. He's aware of Otsumi Ayanokoji's existence too, and addresses him as sensei, which shows he has respect and obviously has a relation with him. This can also mean that this is where he got his amazing handwriting from, as it's taught in the White Room too. However, he isn't from the White Room, as I said, as shown with him once again calling Ayanokoji in the end of Year 2 Volume 7, and he says here, "It's just as you believe. I'm going to enjoy my school life, and as long as we don't bump into each other during the first and second year squabbles, I'll let our relationship end here." Because he got rid of Yagami, he was against Yagami's existence. Something Aki really highlighted to me too was that Ishigami is saying, "You seem to be as good as the rumors say you are," meaning he has only heard things. But if he was actually from the White Room, he could have just checked his data, like how Yagami got data from Tsukishiro when in Year 2 Volume 1 it was revealed that Ayanokoji's data was actually crazy. The difference too is most White Room students seem to be kind of scared of the White Room forces and whatnot, while Ishigami only had the utmost respect for Otsumi Ayanokoji. With Ishigami finally getting rid of Yagami, he has returned the peace in the first years, saying, "I'll let our relationship end here." Yagami didn't know the existence of Ishigami and was blindsided due to him wanting a fair match with Ayanokoji, as he said in Year 2 Volume 4.5. There are further more questions that have to be answered. Why does Kanzaki know so much about Ishigami, including Ishigami also knowing of Sakiyanagi, which may add more into the Naoi faction theory? Well, this may be further answered in the next volume of Classroom of the Elite. With Ishigami not being in the White Room and most likely being involved with the Naoi faction, it also brings up how the Naoi faction and Otsumi goals may not align, as they seemingly have different moves compared to one another. Or maybe it's the other way around, maybe Ishigami is with Otsumi and Otsumi put Ishigami in the school or something like that. He may not be from the Naoi faction. We don't know, honestly. Whatever it is, Classroom Elite had a secret plot building from all the way back in Year 1 Volume 9 till now, which may have more revealed in the future. Let me know your thoughts on this now revealed character, Ishigami Kyo.